Everyone worships something or someone, whether you believe it or not, whether you know it or not. Now, it doesn't matter whether you consider yourself a Christian or a non-Christian. And even if you consider yourself as an atheist, I believe you also worship something or someone. That is something to really think about. So welcome to the Worshipgraphy channel. My name is Emmanuel, and I would like to take us through a series that I title as Worship in Spirit and in Truth series. We'll continue our series on Worship in Spirit and in Truth series. If you missed episode 1, I want you to click here and go watch it. Today, we'll continue with episode 2, and we'll talk about the fact that everyone is created to worship. Just think about it. Everyone, including you and myself, is created to worship. So in episode 1, we did talk about the fact that worship is eternal, it's everlasting. Worship goes as far back as creation, And we also talk about the fact that today, worship exists all around the world, and worship will forever exist. Worship is something that is very natural. It's something that is very sacred. It's something that is relatable to every human being. There is a deeper search in everybody to connect with something greater, bigger, or higher. And it doesn't matter whether you're a Christian, non-Christian, or whether you're an atheist, or whatever you believe in. There is something in man or woman that seeks that deeper level of connection with something bigger, greater, or higher. So everyone is created to worship, And we learned in episode 1 that worship is a lifetime relationship with a deity, some supernatural spirit, power, or being, or someone that we deem as being superior over us. Now, worship is not just music, it's not just song, it's not just, an act, but worship is a lifetime of intimacy, a lifetime of deeper connection. So there are different forms of worship today, and we'll be looking at some biblical references in the next episode. But today I'm making very bold statements that there are different forms of worship. There are people who travel to certain places to worship. There are people who offer sacrifices. There are rituals that comes with any form of worship. And there are also acts. Besides the form, there are also acts of worship. Sometimes people bow down, as an act of worship. Some, lift up their hands, some kiss, some kneel. These are all acts of worship. Some burn incenses or do all kinds of stuff as acts of worship. And there are also places of worship. People just go to certain places to worship. Some people go to synagogues, some people go to churches, some people go to the mosque, some goes to temples, some travel to some destinations, some go to some mountains, some cave. So there are places of worship that a human spirit connects with. And this has nothing to do with you being Christian, non-Christian, Buddhist, Hindu. It doesn't matter. As long as you are human, there is that deeper need, that deeper search for that spiritual connection. So this is some bold statement that I'm making here, that everyone is created to worship. And if what I'm saying here resonates with you, I will ask you to join episode 3, and let's dig into the Bible to look at some references on worship and the fact that everyone is created to worship. So thanks again for tuning in. I look forward to seeing you on the next episode, which is number 3. Have a blessed day.